Well, we've been warning you about Google snooping and drones watching you. Now even Mickey Mouse could be invading your privacy. The head of the Congressional Privacy Panel wants answers from Disney World about new wristbands that track parkgoers' every move, including your children. The fear is that Disney will gather children's data and give it to advertisers to sell more stuff to you. Privacy advocate Katrina Pierson says Disney is crossing a line by trying to track kids, and he's joined by Jonathan Honig. She's joined by Jonathan Honig, who says, you know what? It's the government that's crossing the line. Make your case first, Katrina. What do you make of this move by Disney?
Well, I think there's two issues here. One's really worse than the other, but the first issue is absolutely privacy. We see everything moving towards more and more Big Brother, and I do think it is a huge risk. I mean, we have databases being hacked every day receiving people's private information, and it should be an opt-in situation. But secondly, we should also look at the potential health risk of these with our children, simply because there is new physics out there, there is new technology out there and ways to track human resonance, and we're just adding another microwave into the industry. We need to look at that before strapping it to our children.
Jonathan?
Well, I mean, Congress's role is to protect people's rights, not the shakedown Mickey Mouse, which is exactly what this is. I mean, Congressman Markey is so worried about Goofy, he's so worried about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Meanwhile, actual threats like, oh, I don't know, Iran building a bomb, we've got U.S. citizens being killed all throughout the Middle East. I mean, that's a threat. This is not force. People wear these magic bands voluntarily, and to that extent, it's none of Congress's business. People want to go to Disney World. They want to pay to be involved with all these things. They get a lot out of it, and government has no role telling any private company how or how not to run its business.
Katrina, what do you make of what Jonathan's saying, that this is sort of on the level of the, baseball steroid hearings, that there's more important things going on in the world? What do you make of that?
I mean, there are several more important things going on in the world, and the only reason why people do opt into this is because they don't know the technology behind it. This is not just a magnet and a bracelet that lets you into a ride. This is frequency, radio waves. The World Health Organization in 2011 says, hey, we need to take a look at this because over 6 billion people are utilizing microwaves put up, millions of them across the earth, and they are affecting human resonance. And now that we have children doing unimaginable things, we probably should look at that before saying, okay, let's do that. But at the same time, Jonathan, if Congress is supposed to be protecting our individual rights, they're not doing a very good job considering how we have lost the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and they're going after the 2nd and 1st as we speak right now.
Wow. Okay, well we'll sit tight on that for a second. Go ahead. Jonathan, what I want to ask you, can Disney just fix the problem and say, you know what, when we're giving you this magic wristband, we are collecting marketing information about you. We are finding out information about what you're shopping for, what you're spending money on. It is kind of creepy. Don't you think they should tell the shoppers that up front?
Well, individuals and families can opt out of this technology. They don't have to wear the wrist.
No, that's not my question, Jonathan. No, wait, hang on. That's not what I'm asking. Do you think Disney should have full disclosure and say, you know what, actually we are collecting data on you? Go ahead.
Liz, they collect data on you when you check into the Contemporary Resort. I mean, they collect data on you because you're voluntarily choosing to deal with them. And this idea that marketing, I mean, Christina thinks that somehow wearing a wristband, an electronic wristband, could be a health risk. I think what those who oppose this believe that it's a security risk for kids. But marketing to children is not the same as using force on children. And if parents don't want their children marketed to, they should have them take off the wristband, or should they have them go to Knott's Berry Farm or some other place behind Disney?
I hear what you're saying, Jonathan. Katrina, should Disney do full disclosure and tell the families that are coming through its gates that, yes, we are harvesting information about you and how your family shops, where you're going to spend your money at Disney World or Disneyland? Is that the way to go?
Absolutely. Disney should have full disclosure on the technology that they are putting on a child's arm and letting them know what the information is going to be used for. When you go to Disney World, you don't expect to be tracked and to end up receiving emails or mail even in your mailbox from marketing. I mean, at least let people know that's what you're doing and why you're doing it.
You're tracked the whole time you're there because there's hundreds of cameras that track your every move in Disney World. So, of course, you're tracked, and you're tracked voluntarily because you choose to go there in the first place.
Of course, Jonathan, we get that. And listen, I hear what you're saying. We don't want, Ronald McDonald is now turned into the lifestyle ambassador because of, the food police cracking down and saying McDonald's sells disgusting food. Well, of course, no, I shouldn't say disgusting food, but it sells fatty food that, that people may not want. And certainly the government has stepped in and said, wait a second, McDonald's isn't doing so hot in that area. I hear what you're saying about not letting the government step into Disney's world and change things around there because of what the government thinks works. I'm saying that is in the free market, Disney can fix a problem and say, you know what, hey, full disclosure, we are doing it. That's all I'm saying. Jonathan, go ahead.
I don't think it's a problem, Liz. I mean, people know that when they interact with a company, they collect all types of information about them. And again,
nobody knows about the Magic Band has data on it, and that Disney is collecting that data off that Magic Band on where people are shopping in Disney World or Disneyland, unless they watch Fox Business. Go ahead.
Well, if they feel it's a tremendous threat for them, Liz, then they probably shouldn't go to Disney. They shouldn't wear the band. They will continue to do so because this isn't actually a threat to anyone. It's a violation of no one's rights. And for government to bother a second of Disney's time with this, I think is outrageous.
Okay, gang, you've been terrific. Really pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for your time.